Okay, so you guys are welcome to the day 2 of our training. So today we are going to be today's objective is we are going to be covering some few fundamentals. So I hope you can hear me right. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah, we can hear you and we can see your screen.
Okay. Firstly, we are going to be adding Python to part because previously I received some complaints that some of the students were not able to add Python to part. So we're going to be fixing that issue. Then we're going to be talking about how long does it take to learn Python. So and then we're going to be writing our first Python program, and then we're going to be talking about how Python program is executed. Then we're going to be covering variables. So firstly, let's try and fix adding our Python to part because whenever you download and install Python to your computer, you have to add Python to part. If you don't add Python to part, your computer is not going to recognize the location to Python. So it's not going to even know that you have Python installed in your machine. So maybe that is why some of the students are having problem connecting Python with PyCharm. So let's try and fix that. So I hope you're seeing my screen, right?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay, so in order to fix that, let's say for instance, I just downloaded the latest version of Python, which is Python 3.10. So let's try installing that. So after downloading your Python file, you can just double click on it and then run. Let's wait for the program. So you see, when you launch the Python executable, you see install Python 3.10, then install now. Sorry, let me clear something. Let me clear something. Retry. So we are installing. Let's allow the program to install. Yes, we are considering the ones that are using phone as well. Um, I can see that some of us are complaining in the chat section that we should please consider them the ones that are using phone. Okay. Actually, we're not having much of a problem with the phone version of Python. So I think that issue has been addressed. So for the ones using Android phones, you can just go to the forum and then check. I think I shared an app with the host to share with you guys. And for the ones using iPhone, we've shared an application also for the ones using iPhone. You can go ahead and download Py2, or I think it's Py2, Python 3 interpreter in the App Store. So new Python has been installed already. So you can just go ahead and close. So in order to add Python to your system variable, I think you just come to your search bar here and then type edit. So edit system, edit the system environment. So you should go ahead and click on that. So then you go ahead and click on environment variables. So and then click on path and then edit. Sorry, click on path and then add new. So the variable name is gonna be the same file. For example, you need to go to your system and check where Python is installed. I think for mine it's installed in my C drive. Let's search for Python. Computers. Taking a long time to. Computer is feeling distressed. Let me just cancel this. Python 3.10. Sorry. Let me just go there manually. Go to my C drive, um, program files, mm, Python, C, app data. Sorry. Um, program files, and then Python. To, um, let me just search for Python again. Python.txt. Search. C. It's taking so long. Oh my goodness. Let me just look for it manually. PyCharm, virtual VX code, documents. Hmm. Content, Firefox, Keep, JetBrains, Microsoft ODS, Postgres. Oh my goodness. So maybe installing new files has tampered with my C drive. Um, let's go PyCharm. You know what? Let's open PyCharm. File. Let's create a new project. Let's check the Python interpreter. Okay, this is where my base interpreter is located. So you can just go to your PyCharm and then look for this base interpreter. C users, then my name, app data, local programs. Okay, let's just do that. C users. Mhm. Then C okay. Okay. App data. App. Oh my goodness. I was hiding the file. Sorry. I was hiding the file. App data. Then local. My goodness. Local, then programs. Programs. Um, then Python. Then Python 3.10, which I just installed. So I just copy the path to this file. You can copy this path and then you You can copy this path and then go back to environment variables. Sorry, that took a long time. So we can come here and then we can click on new. Sorry, system variables, new, and then we paste the link of our Python, and then we press OK. So then we click OK. So now we have added Python to path. Now our computer can be able to recognize the location of Python in our machine. Sorry, I was hiding the Python file. That was what took us so long to get to the Python file. Actually, I was hiding it. So you can maybe you're hiding yours too. You can just go to view and then check hidden items. If you're not able to find your file, just go to view and then hidden items. Then it will display the Python file for you guys. So no Python interpreter selected. Let's just close this and minimize. Hello, hope you can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Sorry, that took so long because actually I was hiding some files in my computer. So that took us so long to find. I can see that some people are complaining that, okay, some people are saying check your downloads for Python install. Yeah. Okay. Some people are saying they don't understand what I just did. So what I just did is basically, for example, we are trying to add Python to path. Our computer cannot be able to execute any Python command until and unless we point our computer to where Python is installed in our machine. So in order to do that, you just first go to downloads and then install Python to your computer. After that, then you come down to your search bar and then you type edit. You type edit. As you can see, there's edit the system environment. So we are basically pointing our computer to where Python is installed. So just click on environment variables and then select path and then new. So after that, you go back to your C drive where Python is installed. So for me, I can click on my local drive C, then I think program files. I'm coming. So you can just go to your C, users, your name, app data, local, programs, and then Python. You just basically copy this path and then add it to your system variables. So as for me, I've already added the Python to my path. If you come to path edit, you can find it here. You see, C users, then your name, app data, local programs, and then Python 3.7. So this is where Python is installed in my computer. If you just add this, you can copy the location by simply going to by clicking here, then you copy the location and then come back to your system variables and then create new. Then you can paste, new, and then you can paste, for instance, you can just press the location and then press OK, and then you're good to go. I hope this has clarified your doubt. So if you want to see the steps, you can just rewatch the video later. I don't have to be explaining because time is against us. So next, let's move to how long does it take to learn Python? Well, a lot of people ask me this question: how long does it take to learn Python? Well, simply, if you can be able to consistently practice learning how to code for like 2 hours a day, So it is going to take you like 2 months to learn all the basics of Python. So, and it depends on what you want to do with Python. So if you're going into web development, so you have to learn HTML, CSS, and a little bit of JavaScript. And then you're going to be learning some Python frameworks like Django that is used for web development. So this is going to take you like another 6 months. So 2 months, you're going to learn the basics of Python, and then 6 months, you're going to learn HTML, CSS, maybe, and JavaScript. And if you're learning Python for AI and machine learning, so there are some libraries for artificial intelligence and machine learning, like scikit-learn, TensorFlow. So that is going to take you like another 5 months or 6 months in order to complete. So in total, you're going to learn Python for like 8 to 12 months for you to become job ready. After that, I guarantee that you're going to be job ready. So we're going to be creating some web development classes maybe after this course, maybe some Django and HTML, CSS, maybe and JavaScript, so that you guys can learn web development as well, or data analysis or machine learning with Python. So next, we're going to be creating our first Python program for the benefit of the beginners, even though I gave you guys assignment yesterday explaining some of the basic concepts of Python. So in order to run our first program, we need to go to PyCharm, which is already open here. So when you get to your PyCharm, you just click on File, then New Project. So by default, this project is named Untitled. So let's choose a name for our project. Hello World. But don't press create. In order to run our first program, we need to select the base interpreter that we just installed into our machine. So this is where my base interpreter is located. An interpreter is a program that helps interpret Python code into machine understandable code. So you need to point your PyCharm to the Python location in your computer before creating the project. If not, you cannot be able to run Python in PyCharm. You must point your PyCharm to the best interpreter that is installed in your computer. So for me, you see, I have several Python installed in my machine. So PyCharm automatically detects if you successfully add your Python to path, PyCharm is going to automatically detect where your Python is installed. So let's try. Python just released Python version 10. So I just downloaded it. So let's try it out. So we click on version 10 and then we click on create. This window or new window, okay? New window. So we just give it some time to create some environment for us to write our programs. Sorry, attribute model has no attribute get config. So this is a new error. So after your new and then Python file, here you can name your file anything that you want. For example, we can name this file app.py. By convention, all Python programs have this extension .py with them. So app.py, you can name it whatever you want and then press enter. So let's try and print something to the terminal. As you can see, my PyCharm, the font that I'm using is a little bit big. So you can edit your PyCharm to look to suit your needs. For example, you can go to settings. You can go to settings, and then you can choose your theme. So I'm using the dark theme. You can even change your UI. You can change your font size. You can even come to editor, and then you can even increase your font size. For me, I'm using 28, which is ideal for presentation, so that you guys can be able to see what I'm typing. So let's begin by printing something to the terminal. So as I taught you guys earlier on, Python has a built-in function for printing stuff to the terminal. So you can use a print function. Sorry, no Python interpreter is configured. Seems like the new interpreter that I just installed is having a problem. So let's choose Python 3.0. Let me just choose Python 3.7. Maybe. Okay, correct. So the print is a function that is built into Python. It displays whatever that is in between these two parentheses. For example, I can be able to print welcome to Nuesa Python training. In order to execute this code, you simply go to run and then click on run. And then select the name of the app that you want to run. So a terminal window appears displaying what you just executed. So we just use the print command in order to print welcome to Python, welcome to Nuesa Python training. So let's try and print something else to the terminal, like print, you can print your name. You can also run your program by going to the top right corner of your PyCharm and then selecting run. So I think you guys are already familiar with this function, because I already recorded a tutorial explaining all this stuff for you guys. So yesterday I gave you guys a simple assignment to create a program that is going to be asking the user's name, the user's age, and then converting the user's weight, and then converting the weight to LBS. So let's try and solve this problem. In order to convert weight to LBS, we can simply Google convert weight from kg to LBS. So for an approximate result, multiply the mass by 2.205. So this is the formula. We can just multiply by what? By 2.205. So this is basically the step. So you can go back to your Python program. We have input function, which I explained to you guys yesterday. So we can prompt the user like enter your name, and then we can save this to a variable user name and assign it the value input. So a variable is simply a container for temporarily storing our values in our program. For example, you can name your variable anything. We just created a variable username, and we are passing it this input function, and we are prompting the user to enter their name. So a variable is simply a container. You can think of it as a container for storing your things, and then the variable name as a tag that's going to help you to identify your container. So second, we can create a variable weight and assign it the value input. So we are going to be collecting the user's weight. Enter your weight in kg. So next, we are going to be collecting the user's birth year, sorry, birth user's age, and then converting it to birth year. So user's age, user's age, and then we're going to be collecting enter your age. So in order to convert our weight from kg to lbs, we can create another container to hold that value for us. So like weight, we can create a variable weight in kg and then assign it the value weight. Let's check the formula for converting weight to lbs one more time. Multiply the mass by 2.205. So we can simply say weight, which is the weight that we just collected from the user. So we can convert that, we can multiply that by 2.205. I think that's the formula. Let's confirm one more time, 2.205. So whenever you multiply a weight by 2.205, you're basically converting it to lbs. So I think we are okay for now. So we can be able to now print. And I ask you guys to print this to the terminal. So we can say, since we already have the user's name, the weight, the user's age, and the weight, we are converting weight in kg to lbs. So we can go ahead and print username. As I explained to you guys in my previous tutorial, you can be able to concatenate variables in your print function. So we can concatenate. Concatenation is like joining. We can join using the plus sign. So username, sorry, we can type your name is with a space, and then we use a plus sign to concatenate. Then we display user's name, and then we give a space, then and plus and your weight in lbs is, then we display the weight in kg. Sorry, let's refactor this variable, weight in lbs, weight in lbs. And then we can add lbs. Sorry, we forgot to put the plus sign. So now let's try and run our program. Enter your name, Nuesa. Enter your weight in kg. Let's say I'm 100 kilogram. Enter your age, 10. So we get an error, can't multiply sequence by non-int type. So the reason why we're receiving this error is we collected the weight. Whenever you collect an input from a user, that input is collected as a string. And I've already explained to you guys that a string is a sequence of characters. It's not a whole number. You cannot multiply a string and a number in Python. You cannot do that. Even in real life, I don't think you can be able to do that. You cannot be able to multiply like a letter with a number. So we have to convert this weight we just collected from the user into an integer. An integer is a whole number. So Python already has a built-in function that can help us to convert a data type from a string to an integer. So, and that function is called int, and it accepts what you want to convert as a parameter. Let me try to explain this. The int is a function that is built into Python that accepts whatever that you want to convert into an integer as a parameter. So you just call the int function and then pass whatever you want to convert in between the brackets. So we are converting this weight from a string, which is a sequence of characters, to a whole number, an integer. Then we are multiplying it by 2.204, which is the formula for converting weight from kg to lbs. So let's try to run the program one more time and see. Enter your name, Noesa, enter your weight in kg, 100 kg, and enter your age 22. Sorry, we get another error in. So Python is cool. You see, we're getting an error. Line 6. Okay, let's go ahead and check line 6. Error can only concatenate str, not float to str. You see, you cannot be able to join a number with a string. So if you come back here, we have already converted our weight to an integer, from a string to an integer. So, and later on, before printing, we converted it. So this weight is now in the format of a number, and we're trying to concatenate, we're trying to join it with this string. So Python does not allow that. So in order to circumvent this issue, we will convert this weight to a string again. And there's a built-in function for that. We can use an str function and then pass this lbs as a parameter. The str is a built-in function that is built into Python to convert a number to a sequence of characters, which is a string. So let's try to run this program one more time. Name, MC, enter your weight in kg, 200 kg, enter your age, 22. So, and here we go. Your name is MC, and your weight in lbs is 440.8 lbs. If you notice, there's no space between the name and the and. So that's basically because there's no space here. We can add a little space here, and then between the 4 lbs, if we like, we can add a little space before the lbs, and then we can run our program one more time. What is your name? MC, enter your weight in kg, 200, enter your age, 22. So your name is MC, and your weight in lbs is 440 lbs. So this is basically the answer to your assignments. And sorry, I forgot to calculate the birth year. So you can simply calculate the birth year. You can create a variable, which is a location in memory, to save your birth year, equal to user's age 2022 minus user's age. And this user's age, as I told you earlier on, this user's age is collected as a string, as a sequence of characters. So you cannot subtract a whole number from a string. So we have to convert this user's age to a whole number by using what? Int function, and then passing the user's age as a parameter, birth year. So we can come to our print statement and add another line. Your name is your name, and then your birth year is, and then we can concatenate. Sorry. your birth year is, then we can use the plus sign to join, to concatenate and display our birth year. So if you notice, this birth year is a whole number and we cannot join a string with a whole number. So we have to convert the birth year from a whole number to a string in order to join with the rest of the string and display it to the terminal, just like we did here. So we are going to be using the str function to convert the birth year to a string, and then we pass in the birth year as a parameter, birth year. So, and then we use the plus sign to join the rest of the. So your name is the user's name plus your birth year is plus sign to concatenate. Then we are displaying the birth year plus your weight, and your weight in LBS is weight in LBS plus the LBS that you see here. So let's try to run this program one more time. Enter your name, enter your weight in kg, 200 kg, enter your age, 22. So as you can see, your name is, your birth year is 2000 and your weight in LBS is. So we need to put a little bit of space in between birth year and birth year. So by just putting a little bit of space here, and let's just delete this to make it look nice. Let's run the program one more time. Enter your name, MC, enter your weight in kg, 222, your age, 22 years. Boom. Your name is MC, your birth year is 2000, and your weight in LBS is 489.2222 LBS. So Python is giving me back the floating point number as a whole. So in our later classes, there's a built-in function that is built into Python that can round this number to the, or round this float to the nearest integer. Like if we like, we can tell Python to display just this, or even 489 as well. So we have consumed a lot of time today because of the problem we had by adding Python to Path. So we can go ahead and see our next agenda in our slide. I think I've already covered that. So next in our slide are variables, and I've already covered that. So let me give you guys further explanation. Variables are just a storage location for data in a computer program. The storage location can be used to store a value and used to retrieve the value. E.g., player 1 is the name of the variable which contains the name typed in by the user. As you can see, let's use a metaphor to describe a variable. So like this bucket is the container for storing your variable, and this data is what you put. This container is the location in memory, and this data is what you're storing in that location. It's like in your phone, there's a folder and there's a file. In your phone, there's a folder for storing things, and there's a file in that folder. So you're basically storing that file in that folder as a variable. So as you can see, we have an example here. Price is 20, name, organization, marital status, single, volume of acid, 22. Hello, host.
Yeah, we are with you. We are with you.
Okay, so I think time is a little bit against us.
Yeah, so we can take questions for the next 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah,
if you are
we can
to
take questions, and please. I'm through with today's class, and I'm gonna be giving them assignment later on. Also, because of time, I will be sharing the assignment with you later. Maybe I will record a video after this class, and then I'm gonna be sharing it with you guys.
Okay, thank you very, very much. Let's go to questions. Somebody is saying the latest version of Python and PyCharm can run without concatenation. Wow, and then another person saying, I did my assignment by separating with a comma and it was successful. And the rest, please, how can
Yeah, you can. No, okay,
Yeah, yeah,
I
just
can.
gone.
So you see, you can be you can separate your variables with a comma. There's nothing like the latest version of Python. Even Python 3.7 can be able to separate variables by using comma. You understand? So we are learning the basics here. So our students need to know what concatenation is, because by convention, I think the conventional way of doing things is by concatenating, so that your program can be readable to other programmers as well, right?
Okay, okay. So I think they get that. Please, okay, the videos will be dropped through the WhatsApp platform. So those who are there, they will get the videos as well. For the video of this program, the program is being shared live on YouTube. So after this training is ended, you can go to YouTube. You'll see the video on Western National YouTube, and you'll see the link to get the video in the WhatsApp platform. Yeah. Okay. Please.
Okay.
Okay. I have heard about the eval function too. That helps you to get to the input numbers. Okay, any question, please? We'll just take we'll take these 4 persons who have indicated and then we'll end for today. Michael, you can unmute your mic and ask your question.
Okay.
Michael, Lawrence, Kevin, you can unmute your mic and ask your question. Double G, you can unmute and ask your question.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me clearly?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
When he asked us to he gave us an assignment, I actually used Jupyter Notebook. I don't know if it is possible for this program. I used Jupyter Notebook for the assignment, but I didn't submit because I just came during the program not quite long. The training not quite long. And also, he was explaining something concerning Python 3.10. And I just installed it. After installing it, I really don't understand how to start it up. It's a bit confusing on my system here. Hello?
Okay.
Yeah,
What is the problem that you're having with your?
Huh?
What is the problem that you're having with your Python 3.7?
After downloading, I just download it and install it based on what you said. And I want to run the Python 2.0, but I don't know why it just showed me a blank page where I'll write some things, but I really don't know what to put in there. It's confusing because I don't understand what you're doing. That's what I'm asking.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry that it is a little bit confusing to you. That is programming in general. When you're learning how to code, everything seems confusing, but with commitment, everything is just going to be simple later on. So you can be able to. I think in the beginning of today's class, I have already gone through all the steps required for you to install Python on your machine. So you can basically just download Python, install it, add it to Path, and then download PyCharm as well, which is an IDE for writing a Python program, and then go ahead and add your Python to Path. Add your Python to Path, the environment variable, so that your computer can be able to point where Python is installed in your machine. So if you just go to the beginning of this video, I've already explained the steps that you're going to take in order to add Python to Path. So after that, just go to PyCharm, create a new project, and then your Python is going to be displayed where there's an option for you to choose your best interpreter before creating a project. So you can just select your Python version and then you're good to go.
Okay. Concerning the Jupyter notebook, can I still also use that for this training?
Yes, yes, you can be able to use Jupyter Notebook. You can be able to use Jupyter Notebook in order to follow along.
Okay, thank you.
Emmanuel, I unmute your
Okay.
mic
So
and
anyway,
ask your question. Emmanuel, I
Okay, thank you, Nessa. Thank you, Mr. Mohammed Jerima. Please, I want to ask a question, but my question is in the form of a plea, because the last assignment that you sent, it was about 46 megabytes, and I feel the file was quite large. I don't know if you could help us maybe in the next assignment, try to reduce the file space so that we can be able to, because most of us are having a lot of memory space. Okay, let me speak personally concerning myself. I'm having kind of memory or space issue in my phone, so I may not be able to download such amount of file. So I don't know if you could please help us in subsequent time try to reduce the size of the file so that we could be able to download and work with it. Thank you.
thanks for your question, Emmanuel. He will look
okay.
into that. Dauda Olaifa, question. Unmute your mic and ask. This is the last question for today. The rest questions will be dropped in the WhatsApp platform.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Can you hear
Go
me?
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, please.
Your question.
Go ahead and ask.
Yes, please, on the print function that you use. You said
Okay.
that the print function, you use it to like echo all those variable name down to the program that you start to impute the variables.
Yes.
So now I noticed that you use your name is plus username. Your name is in a
Okay.
string, then username is not in a string.
Yes.
Can you like say something on that, please?
Okay.
On the print function.
Basically, they are
Yes, sir.
okay on the print function. Yeah.
Yeah, print function.
So
Yeah. You.
Python has this rule. Not only Python, other programming languages has this rules for data types. So my name was in the format of a string, which is what? A sequence of characters.
Yes.
And the age is in form of what? An integer. An integer is
Yes.
nothing but the whole number, right?
Yeah, number. Yeah, age is number.
Yes. So there's this rule. You cannot be able to join two separate data types. Like you cannot be able to join and display a string and a number. You understand?
I understand.
So in order to display, there's a built-in function in Python that can convert the whole number. Sorry, that can convert the integer to a string. You understand?
Yes.
So you can be able to convert, like the str function that we use. The str
Yes.
function allows you to convert data from an integer to a string. Then once you convert the data to an integer to a string, so then you can go ahead and print them to your terminal, or
All
you
right.
can, as you said, you can echo them.
Echo them out. Yes. Yes. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
you can echo them out.
Yes, sir. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
no problem.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay. We want to thank you all for your time today. Irma, we thank you once more for this great lecture for today. May God continue to strengthen you and may Allah give you the grace and the power to be able to do much more with us in the nearest future. Ladies and gentlemen, it's at this point of the day that we come to the end. However, we apologize for the 10-minute addition to the time of the training for today. We beg on all of us to please understand, for it is for the benefit of our growth in as much as programming is concerned. So tomorrow, same time, 9 o'clock on the dot, we'll be starting. Any other discrepancies we have experienced today will be resolved prior to tomorrow. So please, let's stay tuned. Tomorrow, 9 to 10, we'll keep in touch. If your question has not been taken, please drop it in the WhatsApp platform. It will be compiled and forwarded to the tutor, and he will resolve them and then send it back to us. The assignment will be dropped to us, and we'll follow it up. Thank you all for this special time and for being part of this program. We wish you all a good night and sweet dreams and sound sleep to you all. Thank you very much. Yerima, good night to you, please.
Okay,
And
thank
thank
you
you
so
very
much. Have a
much
good night
once
as
more.
well.
Yeah, God bless you.
Okay, you're welcome.